For the longest time, I wanted everything to be perfect. Everything in my life. I wanted to see my life turn around and be so glorious and so magnificent. I saw in the movies, I saw in the magazines, I even saw on social media. But what I realized is that in order to get there, you have to create that path to that. And when you create that path, you start to uncover the secrets to life. And it was hard for me at first because I was so programmed and so conditioned to think a certain way, to believe a certain ideology of this is how life is supposed to be because that's all I knew. And my question is, how many people are out there just like me? I thought that I had to, and I did, went to college, got a bachelor's degree. That didn't satisfy me. So then I went on, got a master's degree. That didn't satisfy me. Then I still continued on, got a PhD, and that didn't satisfy me because I was living out a dream or an ideology for something that someone else had projected on me. And I remember getting my PhD and be like, and I threw it over to the side and I was like, I did that. And it's an accomplishment. And it took a lot for me to even say that I am Dr. Latoya Hayden. I had to reprogram my mind and to understand that I did a lot with my PhD. I wrote a dissertation. I wrote a book. And it just didn't dawn on me that I had done all of that because accomplishments for me was like, you did this, you did that, boom, let's shoot the confetti. But I didn't know how to celebrate myself. I didn't know how to celebrate my own accolades. So I would just keep achieving and wanting to reach for more when essentially I didn't allow myself to settle into my MBA and to see even what I could do with my MBA, much less my bachelor's degree. I had really great jobs, but they were not related to my discipline that I majored in when I graduated from college. And I know there are many people out there that are just like me. And so we work at jobs that we don't love, or we do things that we don't love just to put food on our table, to pay the bills, to pay the rent, to pay the mortgage, to pay the car payment, to take care of the kids, to take care of the husband, the spouse, the family, all of that, just for us to come back home and continue a cycle and a routine every single day. And that was my life. That was me. And so I realized that I needed to change. I realized that I needed to take the steps back and really focus on doctor because I was not focusing on me. I was focused on everybody else but me. And because I focused on everybody else but me, I lost sight of who I even was. What did I like? What did I like to wear? What do I like to eat? All of that just I didn't know. So I just because I was living a routine and I realized that getting up and commuting to work every day wasn't for me. Working at a job, I do really well at that job for a small period of time. And then I start to mess up. And I started to realize that this is not the job for me. But all of that was just based on my mindset. It was based on what I thought about myself. And what you think about yourself really matters. If you think you don't love yourself, then you don't. You'll start to point out flaws in, oh, I got this right here on my face, or my teeth are like this, or my face is long like this. You got to love every aspect of who you are in order to heal yourself. I used to go through that myself. I'd be like, oh, I want to record a YouTube video. I want to do this. But I was so, okay. So instead of just picking up the camera and recording, well, I had to have my hair done. Well, I don't have my hair done. And so something I can't record it. And then I'd get my hair done. Well, oh, I don't have the right mic. And then I'd order the mic, and then it's time to get my hair done again. Oh, I don't have my nails done. I waited. I wanted everything to be perfect because I wasn't satisfied with myself. But I realized that in order to do it, you just have to do it. You have to motivate yourself in some way, journal, meditate, write it down, take a walk, some way to motivate yourself to do something different. Because once you're caught in that loop of routine, it's hard to break free. And it's like your mind has shackles on it, holding you down. And you just want someone else to come save you, but there is nobody to come save you, but you have to pour into yourself. You have to live for you. And because of that, I started to do that. And gradually, it didn't happen overnight. And I'm not going to say that it happened overnight. I went through a whole lot of stuff. Of course, I've mentioned several times I had a stroke, but before then, I didn't even realize I was depressed. Nobody ever told me to go through to a therapist. And in the Black community, therapists are kind of taboo, or we don't know how to ask for help. Well, at least I didn't. I'm not going to speak for all Black people, but I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know where to find help. And so gradually, I started getting led down the path to find help. And down that path, I got led to work on my spiritual journey. And I got led down the path of coaching. I got led down the path of teaching in academia in a field that I love. I got led down the path of being a better mother, being a better friend, being a better daughter, being a better aunt. All that came with that. And then I learned all of that was because I poured into myself. The more I poured into myself, the more that I realized I am worth it. And the first step that I had to learn was self love. That's key. You have to tell yourself you love yourself. Step number two, which was the hardest thing for me to learn, and I'm still learning it now, but I'm a lot better at it, receiving love. I had to learn how to receive love from my family, from friends, from strangers. And that comes from the point where somebody would send me some money or cash. The first thing you would do is send it back to that person. Why? A friend of mine tell me, if you send it back to me, you're blocking my blessing because I was led to give it to you. So that was my first lesson in receiving love, because throughout my life, I would watch my parents say, "Oh, no, we don't need that. We'll get it ourselves." Why make it difficult on yourself? Receiving love was so hard. And when somebody offers me something or somebody does something for me, I receive it. And that was a hard part for me. And the final step in this journey, and I'm still on the receiving love part because it's a work in progress, and I'm a work in progress now. But with receiving love, you then learn unconditional love, and you will be put through tests for unconditional love. And you'll have to learn that through how to love other people. And when you learn that through other people, you have to learn that through their flaws, through everything. You have to see them regardless of what they like. Of course, everybody has an opinion. And you don't have to like everything, but you have to see the positivity in every being that's out here, because the more you see that positivity in them, the more your life will change. And like I said in the previous video, which I'll link down below, I drove Uber for a year. And when I drove Uber for a year, I learned unconditional love because I picked people up that I didn't know. I picked people up in neighborhoods that I didn't know. I picked people up in rich neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, economically challenged neighborhoods. Because one thing about Uber, you never know where you're going to go. Unless you might think that you're going to be by your house all day, that's not going to happen. But when you pick these people up, you got to greet them with a smile. You got to greet them with love. And you got to realize, I'm not going to carry on people get in the car and they'll dump their trauma on you. And when they would do that, I would just tell them, well, everything always works out. That's the biggest thing for me, is knowing that as I was doing this, I had to love people regardless. I wasn't getting the money right there in my hand, the physical gratitude or satisfaction. I had to have gratitude before, and gratitude will push you a long way. And that's a part of receiving love. The more I receive love, I learn how to say thank you for the little things that I would normally not say thank you for, or the things that I would say, no, I don't need it. And I would do that because I didn't love myself. So the more you love yourself, the more you learn how to receive love, and the more you build on unconditional love. So I hope this helped, and I'll continue to speak on this topic even more. Have a great day.